Nike, the world's largest sportswear brand, generates nearly 1,000 crore rupees daily and is worn by athletes like Rafael Nadal and Ronaldo. But its founder, Phil Knight, started by selling shoes from his car after failing to make it as an athlete. Born in 1938 in Portland, Knight dreamed of being a top runner. Despite success in school and college races, he struggled to compete nationally. At 24, he realized his athletic dreams wouldn't come true, leaving him disheartened. However, his love for running shoes sparked a new idea. Knight decided to start a shoe company, and thus, Nike was born, setting the stage for a global empire in sportswear. The launch of Blue Ribbon Sports' Phil Knight, inspired by his MBA research, saw an opportunity in the shoe industry. He realized that just like Japanese camera manufacturers had taken over the US market, Japanese footwear could do the same. Determined to take this risk, Phil decided to import Tiger brand shoes from Onitsuka, a Japanese company. Phil traveled to Japan, where he nervously pitched the idea to Onitsuka's executives. When asked for his company name, Phil, inspired by his past race successes, named it Blue Ribbon Sports, even though it didn't exist yet. The executives liked the name, and a deal was struck for Phil to sell Tiger shoes in the US. But 4 months passed, and no shoes arrived. Phil, desperate for survival, worked as an accountant while waiting. Then one day, a notice came from customs. 12 pairs of shoes had finally arrived. Phil showed them to his college coach, Bill Bowerman, who was so impressed that he offered Phil a 50% partnership. Bill, obsessed with improving shoes, became an expert in shoe design. His relentless experimentation led to major improvements in performance, and his expertise was crucial for Blue Ribbon's success. They became equal partners, and Phil immediately sought exclusive rights to distribute Tiger shoes in the Western US. Phil started his business from his parents' basement and, lacking funds for a store, decided to sell shoes out of the trunk of his car at sporting events. His deep understanding of athletes' needs helped him sell the shoes, and in under 2 months, he sold the first batch of 300 pairs. With increasing demand, Phil ordered 900 more pairs, but faced a financial challenge. He took out a $1,000 loan, and Blue Ribbon Sports began to grow. With a great product and a strong partnership with Bill, things were looking up, until the story took an unexpected turn. Hard times and breakthrough. Phil Knight's success with Blue Ribbon Sports was threatened when a wrestling coach informed him that Onitsuka had granted someone else the exclusive rights to distribute Tiger shoes in the US. After struggling to get a response from Onitsuka, Phil traveled to Japan and convinced the company to honor his original agreement. By the end of year 1, Blue Ribbon had made $8,000 in sales. However, rapid growth put the company in debt, and Phil had to take an accounting job to fund it. Meanwhile, his partner Bill Bowerman began designing a shoe that would better fit American athletes, leading to the creation of the Cortez. Onitsuka's greed led them to demand 51% of Blue Ribbon, prompting Phil to leave the partnership. With the success of the Cortez, Nike was born. By 1971, sales reached $1.3 million, and the company's rapid growth allowed Phil to focus on Nike full-time, marking the start of its rise to global dominance. Phil Knight, having ended his partnership with Onitsuka, decided to create a brand of his own. The first step was designing a logo that symbolized motion and victory. A graphic design student created a curving logo that resembled a check mark, which Phil liked and paid $35 for. Next, they needed a name. Jeff Johnson, the first salesperson, suggested Nike, the Greek goddess of victory, which resonated with the team's vision. With the logo and name set, Nike began producing shoes with the help of a third-party manufacturer. On May 30th, 1971, Nike was officially launched, but the brand faced fierce competition from Adidas, Puma, and Tiger. To gain attention, Phil struck a deal with Steve Prefontaine, the top runner at the time, for $5,000 a year, making Nike one of the first companies to use brand endorsements. Phil's second tactic was selecting a sales team made up of athletes or sports enthusiasts, ensuring they understood customers' needs. This approach led to better sales, support, and product development. By 1980, Nike employed 2,700 people, achieved $270 million in sales, and surpassed Adidas to become the largest sportswear company in the US. However, Nike's dominance was soon challenged by Reebok. The final battle. In the 1980s, the focus of the sportswear market shifted. People no longer wanted just functional shoes. They desired footwear that was both fashionable and high-performing. Reebok capitalized on this trend, and customers began turning away from Nike. For the first time, Nike faced financial losses and had to lay off workers. In 1986, Reebok overtook Nike as the top sports shoe manufacturer, putting Nike in a tough spot. To regain its position, Nike needed a game-changer. The answer came in the form of Michael Jordan, a rising basketball star. The key lesson from Phil Knight and Nike's journey is the importance of execution. In his book Shoe Dog, Phil wrote, "Let everyone call your idea crazy. Just keep going. Don't even think about stopping until you get there." Nike's slogan, "Just do it," embodies this spirit.